Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time to jump into this real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 reunion, virtual style. I got on my white just because I like that reunion so much. I said, let me throw on a little white fuzzy sweater and some dangly earrings, snatch my face. I love the reunion. Like, I was not expecting too much from a virtual reunion, but I feel like everyone else, if you have a reunion coming up and you have to do a virtual style, go ahead and contact these housewife producers. It was great. These ladies gave. I felt like they were free to read and throw shade and call each other bitches and hoes because they were at home and wasn't nobody gonna be snatching wigs tonight. So I titled this episode, If I'm Not Talking to You and I Didn't Say It About You, Shut the fuck up. This reunion, which I feel like if they don't do a cast shakeup, is going to lead into season 13 of Nene versus Kenya. And Nene's team is Nene, Portia, Tanya, and Marlo. Kenya has Candy and Eva because Cynthia ain't really saying shit. She the one who could was her microphone on mute all night. Cynthia wasn't saying nothing, but Cynthia is on team Kenya. But Cynthia ain't gonna get down and dirty with y'all unless, like she said, you back her into a corner, then she gonna cuss you out or kick you in the pussy like she did Portia. But that's besides the point. Let's jump right into it. I took so many notes because I watched this twice because the shade and the reads were so good. I had to write them down. I'm going to try not to be long, but I was thoroughly impressed. Overall, as much as I hate to say it, part one, Kenya won. Kenya read Nene down. The blogs were a lie. Eva didn't shade nobody. Matter of fact, Eva got shut the fuck up. And Portia gave it to Eva. But part one, hands down, Kenya wins when it comes to the reads. We gonna get into it. So, I already went over the looks. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Kenya's look looks better sitting down. Like when you stand up and see it's a mini dress, that's why I was like, oh, I look kind of cheap. But Kenya looked good sitting down. I liked her look. Nene and Marlo, too much titties. Matter of fact, Marlo looked like her titties were just 1 centimeter from being nipple. It was very. What was your double-sided tape, Marlo? I did not like it. Nene's breast looked like a balloon, and if you stick a needle in them, it'll pop. And Nene, the lighting was bad. Your foundation did not match your titties. Like, your face looked white. You did look. We gonna get there. Eva, standing, the breasts were sitting. But sitting, you gave Portia all the ammunition she needed to throw you that shade. We gonna get into it. So Andy sets people up for shade. He asked Kenya how she doing. She said, I'm looking good. I'm ready to read a bitch. Okay. Andy, what do you think about Portia's crown? She always wearing the crown. Kenya, well, when you can't earn the crown, why not buy one? And then Portia, at least my crown ain't dusty, bitch. Portia and Kenya were throwing the best shots at people all season. I wish, for the life of me, Portia would have stayed neutral and not be like, okay, it's alliances. I'm going to jump on Nene's alliance. Like, I hate to see you ruin the progress you made with Kenya just because you want to make up with Nene. Hold on, y'all. Let me move this camera back just a little bit. I feel like I'm shaking it. All right. So, off very top, Portia has been drinking since hair and makeup because Portia is already tipsy. Throughout part one, she gets drunk. So I don't know what she's going to be doing in part 2 and 3. But moving on. Candy is the only one who was social distancing. Candy is the only one who did her own hair and her own makeup. Yes, it looked like she did her own hair and makeup, but at least Candy was protecting her family. She has a brand new baby, Ace. I ain't mad at Candy. Like, Nene, what happened to you and your cancer survivor husband, Greg, not being exposed? Like, Nene, for one, I wouldn't have had anybody in my house. I understand y'all ladies need your glam. It's over with. It is what it is. Let's move on from that. But shout out to Candy for at least protecting your family during this crisis. I ain't mad at you, period. Moving on. So we start off with Cynthia. They go through all these nicknames. I ain't going through that. Cynthia says she's stopping at 53 cents. Thank you. I thought she stopped at 51 cents. That was the last time I've heard of it. It was cute for 50, but once she went into 51 cents, it went into Team Too Much, and that's all Cynthia said all reunion. That was it. Moving on. Candy is not Salt Bae. I'm going to address this right now because I don't want to address it at her segment later. Candy knows how to play the game. Her husband is a reality show producer, retired. That's what Todd used to do. Him and Carlos King were the one who did what they do, R&B Divas, and was it Hollywood Divas? They might have did Hollywood Divas. Whichever one of the divas. Todd knows the reality show game. He's the one who sets up the schemes to bring us the bullshit. So, of course, I love Auntie Bertha. So, of course, Candy is going to do the same. Candy is not bone collecting, trying to be Sheree, but Candy knows we got to move this shit around. If we don't want to all get recasted, someone has to bring up the drama so we could stir this pot and get the shit moving. Because if I don't go back and tell you what Eva said, then Portia ain't got no reason to do a dramatic scene. If I don't go back and tell Eva what Portia said, then Eva ain't got no reason to call PJ Dennis with a bow on. I'm gonna get into that later too. So somebody got to stir it up. Someone has to give Kenya her wig and say, Tanya, flash your wig, so Kenya could bring on the cookie lady. Like, if someone is not passing the story along, we ain't watching the shit. Moving on. Kenya's marriage is up first. I'm kind of happy it's up first. Get it out the way. Get it on out the way. Kenya and Mark are in virtual counseling. I don't believe it either, Andy. To me, if you and your husband are working out your marriage and he wants to be with you so badly, as soon as New York City is the hot spot, the #1 place in this country, I think outside of Seattle, maybe tied with Seattle, I don't know, but with the coronavirus, if he cared about his family that much, board up that damn restaurant that ain't nobody eating at because of the shutdown, and bring your ass to Atlanta, which should be much safer. Work on your marriage in Atlanta and be with your damn baby and your damn wife. To me, that's what a husband would do when you have mandatory shutdown. You see, that's how they got Candy ass to sit in the house with her babies. That was shady. But Candy said the shit too on the last episode. But to me, that would have been, I'm working out my marriage. My husband, yes, he's in Atlanta. He's at the house right now. And we're working out our marriage right now. But moving on, I really don't care nothing about this. What's the saying? They said backpedaling and pussy popping. That's what Kenya was doing, because clearly on the show, she was putting 20 on 10. She was like, Mark, she found Mark's phone, and she found a woman that Mark used to be with, knew that he was married, and was still asking to have sex with him. Like, let's not end the sex, okay? She was implying that Mark was currently cheating on her on the show, doing it for sympathy and tears from the viewers and Candy and Cynthia ass. I ain't fall for it. I ain't fall for it then, and I ain't fall for it now, because a viewer asked the question, well, since you want to bring the cookie lady in front of Tanya, shouldn't Tanya bring that lady that was texting Mark in front of your face? Yes, But here comes her backpedaling pussy pot. Well, it was maybe just some random, it really wasn't, she knew just some random woman. She didn't even know that we was married, and she just kind of wanted to be his hoe. What woman seeks out a man? I can see if the woman knew he was married to Kenya Moore, okay, she wanted attention. But what woman who doesn't know that he's married, especially not married to Kenya Moore, just walks up, can I be your hoe? Why would she want to be his hoe when she could just be his girl? Moving on. Yes, Mark was an asshole on TV. I agree. If he treated her like that on TV, how does he treat her in private? It ain't too hard to imagine. Like Kenya, I don't like Kenya. But no woman deserves to be treated like shit, especially if love is what you want. Yeah, she flashed her marriage certificate. Congratulations, girl. I don't really care if Kenya's married or not. Some people say that's her St. Lucia marriage certificate. That ain't got nothing to do with a United States marriage certificate. I don't care. Kenya, if you want to be happy, be happy. If this man is not making you happy, don't put on face for TV, because trust and believe, no one gives a damn. We all worried about what's going on in our house. We just making fun of the shit going on in your house because you putting the shit on TV. If you want to be happy, be happy. Forget these cameras. And stop lying, because when you lie, you lead people to read you for it. But moving on. Kenya is crying. The first person I put down that needs to shut the fuck up is Portia. They talking about, is this karma because Kenya talks about everybody else's man? Yes, Kenya has talked about everyone else's man. If Kim Fields was on that Zoom, Kim Fields could have read Kenya down. Even Phaedra, because she fucked with Apollo. I ain't gonna go that many years back, but she was wrong for the shit she did with Apollo, period. But Portia, you should shut the fuck up on this one, because I don't remember what Kenya said about Cordell, but I clearly remember you implied that you were Cordell's beard. I do remember you calling him a queen. So you can't get mad at somebody for saying some shit that you saying about your own ex-husband. Like, we've all heard what we heard in the streets, as Mama Joyce would say. But you said, when you, his ex-wife, speak on it, you have more validation to just these Mama Joyce streets. So you said the shit first. So it don't matter what the fuck Kenya said, you said it. So sit in that. Moving on. Next. The next person who needs to shut the fuck up is Candy. Candy, wasn't nobody talking about you. Kenya ain't said shit about Todd. We ain't worried about her readjusting to having a baby. People have babies every day and bring them home to their husbands, and their husbands don't treat them like Mark treats Kenya. So obviously it's way deeper than just having baby Brooklyn. So stay the fuck up out of it. I don't like seeing Candy in this alliance mode type of reunion. I like Candy more when she checked the bitch because a bitch said something about her or her mama or her man. Ain't nobody ever said nothing about Riley. But that's when I like Candy. And then if it wasn't about none of that, Candy was shutting the fuck up and just looking and laughing at you hoes. But no, I don't like this Candy that want to jump in for Kenya, because Kenya the worst of the bitches. I mean, Nene deserves her dragon too, but Kenya deserves some shit too. Moving on. Now, the whole egg conversation. When the episode came on, and Nene cracked the jokes about, did she use her egg? Did she get a chicken egg? Yes. Hee hee ha ha, that was funny. That was for TV. But in that moment, when Nene said it, I said, you just opening the door for Kenya to play victim. You giving Kenya something to say, look at you being dirty, disgusting, despicable. Look at what you're doing to me. Like, Nene, you would win with Kenya if you shut the fuck up. Let Kenya say whatever she gonna say. Whenever anyone hits Kenya low, because I guess Nene don't have the wit to banter and throw the reads off like that with Kenya. I think with Kenya, Nene has to think about her reads. And you can clearly tell in this reunion, all she had was skin and botched booty. And yeah, it's all of that. Kenya's skin looks good. It was bad when she first came on, but it looks good now. And her booty, it is what it is. But that's all you got. Kenya reads you, and you have nothing. It don't come off the same. All you do is talk loud. I said what I said. I ain't taking it back. Yeah, she ain't use her egg. Like, you just give her more and more and more reasons for people to be like, oh, poor Kenya. I don't want to. But you was wrong for that. You was wrong for that, Nene. Now, right here, shut the fuck up, number 3 is Eva. This has 0% to do with you. 0. She ain't say nothing about your eggs, nothing about your children, nothing about where you hatched your kids. So shut the fuck up, Eva. And Nene gathered your ass real quick, talking about, see, shut the fuck up, Eva. That's why you trying to take this plum and turn it into a peach. And that is what you was trying to do. Because everyone on every social media platform I've ever looked at all season has said Eva can go. It's just not Nene. Everyone, when they talk about it's time to recast, the first 2 people they say are Cynthia and Eva can go. And you know the Bravo people are listening. That's where Nene gets it from. So you definitely were trying to turn that plum into a peach. I hope they squish it. I don't even want to see Eva back as a friend. And as much as you talking about this house, you need your peach. Moving on. Eva says, I've been on carpets since I met you. You was trying to get on the red carpet and I've already been there. I'm like, bitch. Nene says, nobody cares about your 17-year-ago carpet. What carpets are you on right now? I agree. Number 1, you all are on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You all are on the same platform, sitting on the same stage, right now the same Zoom conference, cashing a check from the same Bravo. Who cares where you were Miss America 1 season of America's Top Model? One. In that season, everyone says Yaya should have won. I said it and I believe it. But moving on, that was 17 years ago, as Eva was said. If you look at Yaya's career and the winner's career, I recognize Yaya in a lot more movies, a lot more TV specials. I don't recognize your straight-to-DVD productions, Eva. I've seen Yaya on many magazines, many commercials. I know Eva has done them, but I have not seen them. Moving on. Kenya calls Nene that girl over there. Yes, Kenya. Yes. I said, oh, Kenya is getting ready to read. As soon as Kenya said, that girl over there, and we all know when your best friend opened the door to that shade, your best friend, Wendy Williams. Moving on. Kenya says, thank God Brooklyn looks like Mark. But one thing we know for sure, that Nene's kids are Nene's kids because they both look like you. That was quiet shade. That was nice, nasty shade. Because in order for it to be shady, you have to believe Nene is unattractive. And we're going to get into that shade with someone else's child later. Nene caught it because if the shade did not hurt and had no validation, I'm like, yeah, my kids look just like me, thank you. But not Nene. I'm gorgeous, bitch. You the one over there looking like some skin, bitch, botched booty. See, Nene within herself showed that she doesn't feel attractive, at least not attractive as Kenya, because That shade was nice, nasty shade. It was very quiet. It had to be thought about, and it had to be agreed with to be valid. And Nene validated that shade with her reaction. Moving on. But then Kenya hits her again. And I love this shade. That's why Kenya won. Portia had some good ones in there, but Kenya won. Kenya gathered Nene. She says, Andy, are we watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or an episode of White Chicks? Ooh, I hate to give it to Kenya, but her ass was reading. At the end of the day, kids should be off limits. And here comes Eva wanting to grab more peaches. Nene, she talking about Nene being evicted from some houses and foreclosed on some houses. And Nene is like, here comes Portia. I thought we weren't going to talk about finances. And I'm like, oh, Lord. So obviously, they've had some pre-production rules. They should have said kids were off limits was one of the rules. But I guess they had to dive into it. Nene was like, bitch, I ain't never owned a house to be foreclosed on the house. Putting on to be putting on. Because wasn't everybody making fun of Sheree for renting? I don't care if you rent on whatever. If you got a roof over your head, you blessed. Eva, how can I buy $1 million home if I ain't got no money? I'm like, bitch, you just moved two weeks ago. 2 months ago. And ain't nobody tell your ass to buy $1 million home. It's Atlanta. One thing I know for sure, in Atlanta, you can get a huge ass house for $250,000. That little bit of house Eva got up in Sandy Springs, up that way, up 400 where she stay. I heard that's where she stay. I don't know. I used to live in Sandy Springs. The shit up there, yes, overpriced. You can live anywhere else in Atlanta and get that same house Eva got for $300,000, $400,000. Ain't nobody tell your ass to move up 400. But moving on. Moving on. I'm with Portia. We all got a house. Bitch, what else? We all got a house and yours is smallest. So what else? That's what she should have told her. Eva, we all got a house and yours is the smallest. So moving on. And so here go Eva. Oh, she told Eva to go back to talking about faces. I ain't really catch that shade. Maybe I missed a piece of the conversation. But moving on. Now, here goes the read. This is the best read of the night for me. Portia, we all got houses, boo-boo. But y'all older than me this evening. But y'all older than me. Y'all should have a house. Girl, you ain't no spring chicken. Girl, you sitting over there looking like an aged hen. Girl, bitch, your titties look like aged hens sitting over there social distancing. That was the read of the night. Eva's titties were social distancing. When like I said, when she was standing on Instagram, they were sitting right. But when she was sitting, they were spread from here to over there. And she opened up that window for Portia to tag her ass, and she shut the fuck up. That was the read of the night. This right here is why I can't stand Eva. Eva is the type of person who feels that she's better than other people because she's cute. Also because of her standard of beauty. We're going to get into some more of that in a second. Eva is, people say she ain't light skinned. She caramel skinned. She's what most people, I ain't want to put words in their mouth, but light skin, slick, straight, wet and curly hair, green eyes, what people would say is an exotic looking black girl, someone who is black but doesn't really look black, has European features, and she feels because she has that standard of beauty, she's better than other people. And she feels like because she's the youngest one on the show, that surprise. Bitch, you better get on your knees and pray and thank and ask God to be able to live to see another 20 years to be 53 years old, because not everybody get to see it. And 33 is not a spring chicken, because there's some 23 years old out there that will run circles around your ass. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Let's move on from Eva because I don't like her. So finally, I'm happy Kenya explained the nappy head comment, because I think only Kenya or Candy could have explained it. She wouldn't have received it from a Nene, a Portia, or a Marlo. Kenya says, I don't think she mean anything by it, but when you, a light-skinned black woman with straight hair and green eyes, calls a group of dark-skinned women on the show, because outside of Tanya, everyone else is brown-skinned, nappy heads, where we have darker skin and coarser hair, it's offensive. And even then again wants to explain her comments instead of just saying, I understand and I apologize. Bitch, that's all you had to do. And by her not being able to do that tells me Eva knew what she said and she meant what the fuck she said. And y'all ladies need to check into it. Y'all need to understand that about Eva. You can listen to, that's why I don't listen to Ricky Smiley in the morning anymore, because the way she speaks in general has that air of arrogance in it that it cringes my ears. But moving on. Cynthia said Nene said her and Mike's engagement was fake, and Nene crashed her computer. Was like, y'all ain't gonna keep coming at Nene. And a little bit, I get it. I get it, because here come Kenya. Nene, you need that check, girl. You know you ain't been in the episodes. And I'm like, yes, Nene has not been in half of the episodes. Why is everybody talking about Nene? Why? Because no one else has a storyline. This season has been dry as fuck. If it wasn't for Nene coming for Kenya, Kenya coming for Nene, however you want to relive that scenario, this shit would be boring. Moving on. Now we get to see Marlo and Tanya, and like I said, very distracted. Marlo usually slays, but very distracted by the no double step and all the titties. Okay, let's get to Dennis with the bow. They get into why Portia is upset with Eva calling her baby looking like Dennis with the bow. At this reunion, I understand, because Eva admitted to Andy, she said it as a read, and Andy was like, when you say it as a read, it's hurtful. Number one, Portia, that's your man, but Dennis is unattractive to me, and I've heard a lot of other people say he's unattractive. Now, he may be sexy as hell to you. He may be sexy as hell to a lot of these women, but I feel like it's the money that's sexy and not Dennis. I ain't saying he ugly. I just say he ain't my type. Moving on. 2, PJ does look like Dennis. Looks just like Dennis. That's number 2. Number 3, I don't think PJ is an ugly baby at all. I think PJ is chubby cheek, gorgeous. She got a little bit of daddy nose she needs to grow into. She can do that. She's just a baby. But the eyes, the eyebrows, PJ is gorgeous. But she does look like her daddy. Number 4, just like I said, when Kenya read Nene about her kids looking just like her, and Nene validated that point with Kenya, Portia, you just validated the read Eva was throwing at you. And yes, Nene's kids grown. They can take it. PJ is a baby. It shouldn't have came out as a read. But you validated Eva's read by saying, bitch, I'll virtually whoop your ass. You see me? I'll whoop your ass, bitch. One, too much. Too much for the reunion. You need to watch your peach, Portia. Two, by you getting so upset, you are validating statement number one that I read, that Dennis is unattractive, which in your mind, if someone says your baby look like his daddy, in your mind, because you think Dennis is unattractive, you think they're saying PJ is unattractive. That's something you got to deal with within yourself, Portia. Ain't nobody tell you lay down and have a baby with him. You had all the red flags. You had all the red flags, but PJ is a cute baby. So get over that shit. I wouldn't even be upset with it. It's like same thing Nene should have did. What Kenya did. I'm proud that my baby looks like Mark. You should say I'm proud my baby looks like Dennis. That's her daddy. Bitch, but when Portia says that's why your baby look like a clone with a bib, that youngest one does look like his daddy with a bib. And I think Mike Sterling is unattractive, not my type. Either take that however you want to take it. Like, miss me with all this. Like, half of y'all was ugly as babies. But you grew up into your face, and you grew up into your nose, and your booty popped out, and your breasts got filled with some silicone, and you look nice. Shut the fuck up talking about people's babies. Moving on. Moving on. Oh, Portia said Eva looked like a thumb with lips. Good one, Portia. Moving on. So now we talking about Wendy and Nene's friendship. Tanya is the fourth person that needs to shut the fuck up. I don't think it was that deep, Andy. Candy, have you watched the shit? She called her that girl over there. Said, I'm up here and Nene is down here. I'm on the purple chair, bitch. Wendy read Nene for filth. I'm sure it was a misunderstanding because Nene was not taping for Bravo. She was just doing an Instagram live for her YouTube page, or maybe whatever she was doing. I wasn't watching it. Did Wendy ever apologize? I don't think so. Did Wendy ever say it was she had her facts wrong? I don't think so. But I agree with Candy as much as I love Nene. Like, I love Nene. I think she's entertaining to watch on TV. But her friendship with Wendy is very much strategic. Candy broke it all the way down. Anybody else, Nene would have went onto social media and publicly cussed them out the way Wendy publicly let Nene have it. Like, that shit, I still want to know, what's the secret, Wendy? That, oh, when you all hear what Nene is really going through, y'all, it's going to touch y'all heart. Y'all going to feel so bad for Nene. What is it? Because ain't nobody saying shit. It's very strategic. Wendy says what Nene needs Wendy to say on a national platform to divert from the bullshit she does on the Housewives. I don't know if reality TV is ever really going to come back, but it's a lot of people on this show that needs to keep this check. And Nene is one of them, because ain't nobody shopping in no swags and no coronavirus. But moving on. This is getting way too long. Nene and Portia make up. It was so hard to be without you. I don't understand why that bothered Candy so much. Now Kenya got receipts. Nene ain't your friend. She brought up some shit. The Celebrity Apprentice from 3 years ago. Bitch, what else you got? What else you got? Don't tell me no shit like, don't wait. Don't wait. Because, see, you a fake friend. Well, Kenya wasn't fucking with Portia 3 years ago. But don't wait until 3 years later to bring up some shit that don't even matter with what we talking about right now. I was with Portia. I believe Nene said it because Nene has said it about everybody that has done anything that she's done. Yes, Nene did Celebrity Apprentice first. Yes, she did Dancing with the Stars. Anybody else that do any kind of shit that Nene's done, she like, what we gonna do about them? They getting too big for the show. I'm the queen of this show. Like, I believe Nene said it 100%. Portia came up with a receipt about Andy, I ain't gonna say it verbatim because I ain't gonna be exposing people. Like, how are you not exposing people when Kenya is the one who sent you the text is sitting right there? You ain't exposed the shit by reading it verbatim to the bitch who said it. Read it verbatim so she can deny it. You paraphrasing it is exposing it all the same. So Portia said her text messages were from this season and that Kenya was mad at Cynthia. I forgot what Portia said. But I believe Kenya said it. But I believe Portia was talking shit too. That's why she don't want to send no screenshots. I believe they all sit around and text and talk shit about each other all the time. None of them are really friends. Kenya has shown this season she not Cynthia's friend on many occasions. Mallory had to check Kenya, like, look how you talking to my sister. Look at how Kenya did her in Greece with her wine bar. Like, I ain't got to see no text message to know Kenya is not Cynthia's friend. But I do want to see the text message. But I do believe Portia ain't sent the screenshot because she was talking shit too. Next, we need Candy to shut the fuck up because she's so concerned about why Nene and Portia apologized. And Portia like, yeah, I wanted her off the show. Yeah, I didn't want the bitch to come back, but we made up. And Portia like, I understand y'all made up, but why you have to say it was so hard without her? And she the one who caused you all that stress when you was praying. Like, Candy, I already said it. Ain't nobody talked about your man, your mama, or your money. Shut the fuck up. Who gives a fuck if Portia wants to make up with Nene? Portia gonna be the fool because we all know Nene gonna backstab Portia later on next season or whenever, because Nene is no one's friend like Kenya is no one's friend. These bitches use each other for plot lines and storylines on this show. And right now Nene needs an alliance, so she making up with Portia. You know what it is. Somebody on Twitter said, while you so busy worried about Nene apologizing to Portia, has your mama apologized to you for missing your baby shower because Todd didn't say hello? Like, that's some petty shit. Are we gonna talk about that on the reunion? Because that's the shit I want to get. What the fuck is up? What the fuck is up with your mama and you? But I said it on Twitter. You just gonna save your mama drama for your own spinoff, which I ain't mad at you for doing. But worry about yourself. Am I at the end of my notes? Now, Portia, I don't care nothing. That's stupid. Because they dogged each other. We cussed out each other. Okay, who cares? Let's move on to the next reunion. Part 2. I can't wait for part 2. If it's anything like part 1, I'm just going to sit up and laugh at the shade and the reads. Like I said, Kenya won part 1. Portia came in second. Everyone else can go on mute. Nene, get with your joke writer to get you some better reads. Because botched booty and skin ain't going to get it. All right, y'all. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Subscribe. I can't wait for Potomac. I'm going to make a video on these men of Potomac because they showing their ass too. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.